Today's video might be short, but I'm going to introduce you to one of my best kept, simplified homemaking secrets. If you're new here, my name is Ellie, and here on this channel we chat biblical motherhood, faith-filled homemaking, and intentional living. And right now we are currently going through our homes and talking about how we can very intentionally create systems and declutter in ways that make our home very manageable and our motherhood very manageable so we can focus on what matters most. I have a puppy who is whining at the door. This is Shanola, and she is a Bernese mountain dog and poodle mix. Aren't you? Let's get you some lunch, huh? You're a teddy bear. So anyway, today I'm going to teach you about the Not Today basket, which is a micro habit that has changed the way that I homemake. It sounds like an exaggeration. I assure you it is not. All you will need for this system is a basket. It doesn't have to be a wicker basket. It can be any kind of basket. It can be a bag. It can be anything that can just sit and you don't mind being in a room in your house. Tell me if this sounds familiar as a mother. You are tidying an area in your home. Let's say it's your breakfast bar. And you've put everything away for the most part, but then the things that are left on the counter are a Luke Skywalker bobblehead that needs to go in the boys' room, a paper airplane that needs to go in the homeschool room, a Kleenex box that needs to go in the bedroom, a stuffed goose that you made that needs to go into your baby's room, a whittled carrot that your husband made that needs to go you don't really know where, a I don't know, bunch of, I think these are pictures, my husband prints pictures, so I think that's what those are, a button, and a pair of earrings. And you have this pile of things that need to go somewhere. And it feels really overwhelming to put them somewhere. So you stick them in the corner or you put them in some random spot, and eventually they just kind of seem to blend into the background and you forget that they're even there because your brain just gets so used to them being there. And then a few months pass, or maybe weeks, maybe you don't let it get to months. Maybe that's just me. And you look at the corner and you think, that pile of things has been there forever and has never found a home. So all of these little things that need to go 1,000 different places all go in the Not Today basket. So the purpose of the Not Today basket is to house all of the things that need to go 1,000 different places. Or the way I like to use it often is when there are things that belong to my children that they didn't put away, but they're outside playing. Instead of opening the door and saying, hey boys, everyone come back in here and I'm going to hand you your things that need to go away, I'll take it and I'll put it in the Not Today basket. So I'm going to put all of these things in here. And some of these things are mine. This is not just like all my kids or all my husband. It is all of our stuff. So it goes in the Not Today basket, and it will have a designated home on the main floor. Typically, I wouldn't use a basket like this. I would use a more upright one, but I think my kids are playing with that basket right now because it's empty, which we'll get to in a minute. So we stick these things in the Not Today basket. And it's not for today to put away, it's for down the line. So then you'll stick your Not Today basket in just a central location, and anytime you're cleaning up and there are things that go all over the house, you just stick them in the Not Today basket. And then you can go about whatever you need to do, knowing that your things are put somewhere where they will get put away in time. Normally I like the basket to be a little bit more enclosed, not quite so on display, so people can't really see what's in the Not Today basket, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, you live in your house. It's okay for people to know that you live in your house. But you just stick things in the basket, and then you put it, actually normally I stick it right here on the ground. That's why I normally have a little bit more of an enclosed one. And then anytime I'm cleaning, I just stick things in there that don't belong on this main floor and need to go into random little spots. So obviously the Not Today basket cannot forever just be housing all of these things. Things have to get put away eventually, right? So there are a few different ways that you can go about utilizing the emptying process. One way is once it gets filled up, you can just take the basket, carry it from room to room, and empty the things that belong in that room into that room and put them away. Uh, I do that sometimes on a pinch. I don't like to lean into that because I don't want to teach my children that I will just pick up after them if they leave their stuff everywhere. So another way is you can set out piles. You can sort out piles and say, okay, buddy, here's yours, here's your pile, here's my pile, here's daddy's pile. And then everyone can put away the things that are theirs. Another way to utilize the basket that I have done in the past is I will have a not today basket that's exclusively toys. So when kids clean up after themselves, you probably know that children are not as thorough as a mother would be. So sometimes they clean up and they clean up 85% of their toys, but there are some things that are just like left underneath the couch, or you find it underneath the table, or just one Lego didn't get picked up. You just stick it in the not today basket. And what I had told my children is when the not today basket fills up, when it gets to 30 days or it fills up, whichever happens first, they need to go through the basket and decide what they want to keep and what they want to leave in the not today basket, and anything that gets left in the basket has to be donated. I have a child, not a child, I have a dog that's barking. And I suppose you could do that for if you're doing a whole family not today basket as well. I just feel like that would get a little bit confusing when there are so many different various things in the basket. It would be easy to overlook some things. You can have a not today basket for your main floor, upstairs, and basement if that is something that applies to you. For our house, it really only makes sense to have a main floor not today basket because our kids don't really have much in their bedrooms. Not that they can't still find a way to make a mess out of them. Sometimes I will have a basket in their room, but typically we just have the one on the main floor. Now, I did share this on my Instagram, and one comment that I got that stuck with me was someone saying, well, that's completely unrealistic because I would never empty the basket. And this is one of those things where I totally understand where you're coming from on that, because I have like a designated not today basket, but I also have like little miniature not today baskets sprinkled through the house when I'm decluttering, where I'll just find things that don't belong in the room that I'm in. So I'll stick it in this box, and then that box just sits on a shelf with like odds and ends, miscellaneous things for a very long time because it's out of sight, out of mind, and I'm not thinking about it. So what differentiates this from that is, first of all, I've named it. I know that's silly, but when you have a basket with the intentional purpose of this is the not today basket, it really changes your psychology to thinking, okay, this basket has a purpose. It's to house the things that need to get put away that are not nearby. The rooms aren't nearby. And there is a time limit on this basket. The time limit is 30 days or when it fills up, whichever happens first. So you could put it on your calendar. I'm pointing at my calendar. You could put first day of every month, first Monday of every month, empty the not today basket. That can be the cycle, or whenever it fills up. Obviously, you'll realize when it fills up that it's time to put it away. But having a timeline or a boundary on it will help you with actually sticking to this. Also, when the basket fills up, you can't use it anymore. So that's kind of a good indicator that it's time to put these things away. For the longest time, I felt that homemaking had to be perfect, and being a good homemaker meant having an immaculate home that never had anything out of place. Everything was exactly where it needed to be, and it was diligently, I remember people saying something about like, you want to touch things the least amount of times until they get to where they need to be. It's not that I think that's bad advice by any stretch. It's just that sometimes it's not realistic. I am a work from home, homeschooling, ministry wife to 4 little boys with 2 dogs, one being a puppy that I'm potty training. It is kind of unrealistic to think that at any given moment, if I see something out of place, I can grab it and take it all the way upstairs or all the way downstairs into the garage when I have other things that I need to be keeping an eye on. Having the not today basket has taken one thing off of my shoulders that I don't have to be constantly taking inventory of. If you're a mom, you know that just having anything on the countertops can just send you into overstimulation overdrive. So having this basket, being able to tuck it away, has really made a huge difference in my mindset and in the ability to actually clean up because it doesn't feel too overwhelming to even start anymore. Well, that's about all the time I have for today. I have dogs who want inside and I have dishes that need to be done, but I hope this was helpful, even if it's a short little tip. If you implement this, please let me know. I'd love to hear how it works for you, or if you already do something like this, I'd love to hear. And I think that's my cue, so I'll see you in the next one.